Now the next order is Dictyoptera, which includes cockroaches and mantids. Although in some classification you will find that the cockroaches and mantids, that is Blatodia and Mantodia, they are kept as separate order. So definitely there is some dissimilarity between cockroaches and mantids. That's why some authors think that they should be kept in different orders, while definitely there is some commonness also or similarity also between them. That's why they are in same order, Dictyoptera. So let's see their similarities and dissimilarities together. Uh, so far, 3,500 species have been described from the world in cockroach, of which 156 species been described or reported from India. While in mantid, about 2,000 species have been described so far from the world, of which 162 species have been described or reported from India. If we see the order characters now, in case of cockroach, their body is dorsoventrally flat, a bit oval shaped, and the head is concealed by a large disc-like pronotum. So this is the pronotum, and it is quite large and disc-like, and it covers the head here. So head is a bit concealed by the pronotum and it cannot rotate its head. But in case of mantid, overall mantid body is elongated, and we can easily recognize them by their raptorial leg, and the head is narrowly attached to the thorax, and the pronotum is elongated. As the head is narrowly attached with the prothorax, they can rotate their head easily. Now this is a praying mantid. It's their head, then raptorial leg, hind leg, abdomen, and sometimes they look like flowers, and sometimes they look like sticks also. So they are very good in camouflage. They are procryptically colored, and they are very good in camouflage, which helps them to catch their prey or hide themselves from the predators. Coming to the head orientation, both in both cockroach and mantid, the head is hypognathous type, directed downward. Compound eye is present, very well developed compound eye. Then ocelli, in case of mantid, it is 3 in number, while in case of cockroach, the ocelli are degenerated. Antenna in both mantid and cockroach, it is a long filiform multi-segmented antenna. Coming to the mouth parts, the mouth parts are chewing cutting type in both cases. Now the legs. In case of cockroaches, all the legs are to some extent similar, cursorial type or running type. And in case of mantid, the specialty is the foreleg is equipped with some spines in femur and tibia, inner side of the femur and tibia, and this type of foreleg is called raptorial leg, and it is there. Then coming to the wings, in both cockroaches and mantids, wings may be fully developed, or macropterous forms is there, sometimes shortened, or brachypterous is there, and apterous forms are also there. When wings are fully developed, the forewing is a bit hard tegmina type, and usually the hind wings are membranous, but different types of modifications are there within the order. But in general, in some cockroach, both fully winged and short winged forms are occurred. In mantids, males are usually have fully developed wings, and females are frequently brachypterous or apterous. And coming to the abdomen, in case of mantids and cockroach, both the abdomen is 10 segmented, and the 11th segment represented in both sexes by the paraprocta, and they have very short multi-segmented cerci, and this character is common in both cockroach and mantid. Now coming to the male cockroach, the ninth sternum forms the subgenital plate which bears a pair of styli. These are their styli, and the genitalia, which partially hidden by the subgenital plate and supraanal of 11th targum plate, are membranous and asymmetrical. So this is the cerci, and these are stylus. In case of female cockroach, the subgenital plate is formed from the 7th abdominal sterna. So in case of male, it was 8th abdominal sterna, while in case of females, 7th abdominal sterna forms the subgenital plates, and it envelops the ovipositor. Ovipositor is usually small. Now coming to the life history and habits. In case of cockroaches, they are typically ground dwellers. They prefer to hide themselves in secret places, and some are nocturnal in habit. During daytime, they hide themselves in cracks and crevices and the stones and rotten logs, and among decaying vegetations. But some species are also there which you can get in basking sunlight also. And they are subsocial in nature. Sometimes they occur gregariously in hidden places. It may look like a colony, but there is no caste system like cockroaches, termites or honeybees, like that. So they are subsocial in nature. Usually they are omnivorous and rarely predatory, and a few species can feed on rotting wood, so they can digest it because they have endosymbionts, symbiotic bacteria and protozoa in their gut. Now you see, these things are also commonly found in Isoptera, termites. In termite gut also there is endosymbionts, and they feed on rotting wood, and they can digest it because they have this kind of endosymbionts in their gut. So some authors or some scientists thinks that these cockroaches and Isoptera are derived from common ancestor. Okay, they might have derived from a common ancestor. That's why they have common type of characters here, that is endosymbionts. And in some classification also you'll get these two order in same these two group, termites and cockroaches, in same order. And they lay their egg in a special type of chamber which is called ootheca. Some species lay this ootheca, and sometimes they carry this Uthika with them for several days and they release it or deposit somewhere just before the hatching. So variation is there within order. So here an example of Uthika deposition in a dirty place and it is trying to hide it. Now,
after 1 month in warm climate, the little nymphs emerge.
sometimes they remain within Uthika for 1 month also, and then suddenly they uh, exert pressure from inside. They swallow air and creates pressure from inside together so that they can split the Uthika and come out from it. So it's a combined effort.
It will take them about 9 months to become adults, and they may live for a couple of years.
So, hatching from Uthika, you have already seen that it requires collaborative effort on part of the embryos, and they swallow air and soil and cause the Uthika to split. Now, if we see the life cycle, the larva may take larval development is often slow and take around a year, and it involves around 12 molts to become adult. And adult life is also pretty long. And some species have specialized stridulatory organ, but it is very rare. And their gizzard is powerful with lots of muscles and chitinized processes. And this Blatta orientalis, Periplaneta americana, this kind of species are very common household pest, and we can say it is domestic pest found in our house. And domestic species, these domestic species are omnivorous in nature, and both Apteras and Brachypterous forms are there. Now coming to the mantids. Although cockroaches are a bit subsocial in nature, prefer to colonize in dark secret places, and they can live together for a pretty long time. But in case of mantids, they are solitary in nature. They don't like company of same species or other species also. So they live in solitary. Sometimes territoriality is also seen in some species, and they mostly uh, found in shrubs, trees, and other vegetations, and they prefer to wait for their food. They stalk to their prey for a pretty long time unless until it comes to its grasping distance. So actually they are waiting for their home delivery. So they wait motionless for the arrival of the suitable prey, and they will stalk their prey until they are within their grasping distance. Another thing is that in case of mantid, the mating is somewhat
The femme
risky
fatale in
for the
question is
males
the European
because
praying mantis.
the males are usually smaller than the females.
The smaller male courts his partner carefully. She can literally make a meal of any male. But he has to mate to pass on his genes. In this gruesome embrace, her love bite is the last thing he knows. But even this trauma doesn't seem to unnerve him. He continues to mate as though nothing has happened.
So this phenomenon is called
Losing his head
sexual
over a female helps
cannibalism.
nourish his future offspring.
Sexual cannibalism is seen in these
Astonishingly,
mantids.
decapitation even improves his performance. A tiny brain in his rear keeps him active.
And then the female will lay their egg in masses of frothy material which will harden later, and it will form a ootheca. From the ootheca, the nymphs will come out like this. This is a praying mantid nymphs, and it is a very well synchronized process. Both in case of cockroach and mantid, it is very well synchronized process, and all nymphs will come out together, and soon they comes out from the ootheca. They will try to disperse because they are very aggressive in nature. They can predate themselves also. Parental care of the eggs are often seen in these mantids, and this is a mantid, and this there is trying to show that it is very large. It's there. This posture is seen when they get afraid of any predator. Sometimes you will see they can catch small birds also. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you very much.